everyone, I'm attorney Aiden Durham with 180 Law Co. in Colorado. You are watching All Up in Your Business. This is Little Bird here, and today we're going to talk about how long a trademark registration lasts. Before we get into all that fun stuff though, if you are new to All Up in Your Business, welcome. Please subscribe, click that little bell so you get notified anytime I post a new video, and you can check the description for links to additional information and resources, including a link to download my free trademark guide that's going to teach you all kinds of fun stuff about trademarks and trademark registration. Meow. Here, jump there. Go there. And while I am a lawyer, I am not your lawyer. The stuff I talk about in my videos should not be taken as a substitute for actual legal advice. If you need help with any legal situation, you should consult with a lawyer who's licensed in your state. All right, so unlike many other forms of intellectual property, like copyrights and patents, those things expire or end after a certain period of time. Trademarks aren't like that. Trademarks can, in theory, last forever. And that includes trademark registrations with the United States Patent and Trademark Office. Even without a trademark registration, rights in a trademark, just kind of the normal kind of common law rights that we have in a trademark, those can last for as long as we continue using the trademark. If we use a trademark in commerce for 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, our rights in it aren't going to just expire or go away at some point. Our trademark rights last for as long as we are using the trademark. And the same goes for a trademark registration. When you have a trademark registration with the uspto, you have to do a few things to maintain it and keep it alive. But as long as you do those few things, the registration can last potentially forever. So what are some of those things that you have to do to keep your registration alive and keep it active? Number one, like I said, you have to continue using the trademark in commerce. Continued use of the trademark is a requirement for maintaining and keeping a trademark registration active. As owners of a trademark, we're only entitled to federal registration of the trademark if we're using the trademark in commerce. That's why during the application process, we have to submit to the USPTO a specimen showing that we are using the trademark in commerce. That use is a requirement of registration, and that requirement doesn't go away after we get the registration. So it's not just enough that we proved initially that we use the trademark in commerce. That one proof, that one instance of proof isn't enough. We have to continue to use the trademark and demonstrate that use if we want to maintain the registration and keep the benefits that we get from trademark registration. In addition to that continued use, we have to file a few documents at certain intervals after the registration. And if we don't file these certain documents when we need to, then the registration will eventually be canceled or it will expire. So what are those things we have to file? So after the registration, between the 5th and 6th year following the date of registration, we have to file a Section 8 declaration of use. This is basically a declaration saying that we have continued to use the trademark for this previous 5-year period. Or we can file another thing, a declaration of excusable non-use. There are a few exceptions to this use requirement. There are some situations where we can not use the trademark for a period of time and it won't invalidate our trademark registration, but that's not what this video is about. So if you want to maintain it, it's that Section 8 declaration of use. Currently in June of 2023, the filing fee for that Section 8 declaration is $225 per class. That's probably not going to stay that number for a long time, but currently that's the filing fee. And along with that Section 8 declaration, we have to, again, like I said, provide some proof that we are still using the trademark in commerce. So basically another specimen similar to what we provided when we initially applied for the trademark registration. We have to provide a specimen showing, yep, see, look, we are still using the trademark in commerce with the goods and services that are listed on our registration. We also have the option, it's not a requirement like the Section 8 declaration, but we will often have the option to file a Section 15 declaration of incontestability. This is a claim of incontestable rights after 5 years of continuous use of a trademark. If we file this Section 15 declaration of incontestable use, our trademark rights and our trademark registration becomes incontestable, which doesn't mean that no one can ever contest it at all, no one can challenge it at all, but it means that various aspects of the trademark registration can't be challenged by third parties. So if you have the ability, if the option to file that Section 15 declaration is available to you, it's almost always a good idea to do that. Again, the current filing fee for that Section 15 declaration is $200 per class. That could change though. So that's between the 5th and 6th year following registration, that Section 8 declaration, and potentially that Section 15 declaration. And then again, between the 9th and 10th year following registration, we have to file another Section 8 declaration of use. Same thing, same as what we filed previously, we're just doing it again. And we also have to file a Section 9 application for renewal. So we are proving our continued use with that Section 8 declaration and renewing our registration with that Section 9 filing. And currently the combined fee for the Section 8 and Section 9 filings is $525 per class. And then every 10 years after that, we file the same thing, a Section 8 declaration and a Section 9 application for renewal. So that first maintenance filing, the Section 8 and 15, that'll be due between the 5th and 6th year following your registration. Section 8 and Section 9 is due between the 9th and 10th year, and then every 10 years thereafter, another Section 8 and another Section 9 filing. And as long as you keep doing that, as long as you maintain these filings and continue to use your trademark in commerce, your trademark registration will last forever. So a few pro tips and a few important things to keep in mind when it comes to maintaining your trademark registration and your trademark rights. Make sure your contact information with the USPTO is correct and up to date. They currently, this might change, who knows, but right now they send out email notifications to let us know when one of these filings is coming up to be due. So you want to make sure the USPTO has your current correspondence information, your current email address that you check, and a good active current mailing address, because in the off chance that you forget or you don't make one of these filings, they're going to send you in the mail a notice that you've missed these and the trademark's going to be canceled. You want to make sure if you did miss the email, you don't want to miss those mailings, that physical mail. So make sure all of your contact info with the USPTO is correct and up to date. This is also important in case of any other third party like trying to challenge your registration. If someone tries to cancel your trademark registration, they have to file a petition, and that petition gets sent to you typically by email. You want to make sure you're monitoring that email address, because if you get notice of this cancellation proceeding, but you miss it, if you don't see it, if you do nothing, that's really going to hurt you, and you could very easily lose your trademark rights and your trademark registration. So for all purposes, always make sure that your contact info with the USPTO is up to date. Make sure the ownership information is accurate. Maybe you bought a business, maybe your business changed hands, maybe the name of the trademark owner has changed. The trademark owner, when we renew it, needs to be the same as the current trademark owner. If that's not the case, then we might need to assign or otherwise transfer the trademark registration to whomever the current owner is. And during these filings, we might also have the opportunity to delete goods and services from our registration if needed. Make sure if you have stopped using the trademark in connection with any particular goods or services that are on the registration, it's usually best to delete those, because we don't want a registration that isn't completely accurate. If I sold, let's say, shoes, shirts, and hats and pants under my trademark, and that's what my current trademark registration has, but 5 years later, I don't sell pants anymore. I just do shoes, shirts, and hats. If I'm not selling pants anymore, I want to delete pants from that registration. Because if your registration gets audited by the USPTO, which is rare, but it happens, if it gets audited, we're going to need to be able to show proof that we have been using the trademark in connection with all of these goods and or services. So make sure that whatever is on there is accurate and really reflects the goods and services that you're selling and using the trademark with. And finally, little bit of warning, look out for notices in the mail about these maintenance things. Anything that doesn't come from the USPTO, the United States Patent and Trademark Office, is most likely going to be spam and or a scam. Some of these notices are from third-party companies that will actually file these documents on your behalf, maybe a law firm or something. Some of them are just flat out scams though. So don't, take care. Don't think that anything that you receive is an official, government notice. If it's not directly from the USPTO, then it's some third-party company, and take extra care when responding to those or sending any money in response to those. That's all for this episode, folks. If you learned a thing or two, give me a thumbs up. Again, if you haven't already, please subscribe. Click that little bell so you get notified when I post a new video. And don't forget to check the description for links to additional information and resources, including a link to download my free trademark guide so you can learn even more about trademarks. If you want to keep talking about trademarks, I've got another really great trademark video right here, all about the differences between registering a trademark for a logo versus a business name. What's the difference? Should I do one or the other? What does it mean? All of those questions will be answered right here. I will meet you over there. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Aiden Durham, and I will see you next time.